what they do here. First and goal. Rodgers hangs in the pocket, throwing into a line.
Are we going to?
And it's caught with a touchdown.
And as always, you can follow us on Twitter at First and Goal Pod. Follow the guys. Jay is at UPJ33. Dave is at Steak and Cheese. And the fantasy wonder man himself, Dylan, is at DylanBusby1. Email all your questions and comments to us at firstandgoalpodcast@yahoo.com, and you will make the show live during our mailbag segment. Again, that's firstandgoalpodcast@yahoo.com. And welcome, everybody, to another live edition of the First and Goal post-game Packers show with me, your founder and producer, Jay, in the UP. And as always, it's your host with the most down in Georgia. It's Dave.
What's going on, First and Goalers? Oh, my God. Today has been a wild one. I don't think anybody could have predicted how today went in the NFL.
No, it was nuts. Nuts. But before we get to that, we've got a little new music because it's a celebration of victory. So we get to play the Celebrate song now.
8-2 into the bye.
Do a little dance
Love
on
it.
camera, Dave. Woohoo!
I'll dab for all the young kids.
You might as well get your beer out and crack your beer.
Oh, yeah. Hold on. Got to grab one.
Yeah, we're celebrating a victory. It wasn't pretty, but it's a victory. 1, 2, 3. Beer.
Oh, God. That seat had me on. Our Packer game had me on the edge of my seat, man. That was, whew,
I almost nailed that score, didn't I?
on the money. Like you were almost on the money. Man, I just didn't like that Tony didn't want to come on.
Well, they are doing their post-game show as this music.
I know, but
winds
he
down.
said if they would have won, they would have come on, though. That's the thing.
I know. It's all right. It's always good fun, whatever. We're playing the
So,
celebrate music. We're not going to get mad. All right, so next up, now that that's done playing, next up, we're going to get news from around the league. Let's get started on updating the everybody on what's going on.
The scores.
Yes.
Well, let's see. How about we start off with we didn't think this would really put up this many points, but the Bears beat the Lions 20-13. It looked like really rough in the first quarter, guys, because the Lions put up 3 points, Bears nothing. They kept going 3 and out in the first quarter. And then finally the offense woke up, and Driscoll just couldn't get nothing going. Stafford was out. And at one point, Jay, I don't know if this makes a difference. Driscoll went to the sideline after throwing his pick, or I believe it was a 3 and out, and went to the sideline, and Stafford tried to give him encouragement, tried to be like, hey, dude, just let it walk off, whatever. And Driscoll gave him lip, attitude, and Stafford finally left him alone for the rest of the game. I'm sorry. How do you sit there and try and give lip to your starting QB that usually plays ahead of you, trying to give you advice? If I'm a backup QB, I'm trying to soak up any piece of information I can from the starting QB. It blows my mind on that. Bears end up winning 2013. I mean, Driscoll came back with a drive late in the game, but it's such a Lions quarterback thing to do when it's not Matt Stafford. Shout out to Dan Orlovsky. I feel like this is kind of that moment. Jeff Driscoll on 4th down, I believe, went over the line of scrimmage by a whole yard and then did an illegal forward pass to end the game. It was bad, Jay. I don't know if you watched that one earlier, but the Lions without Matthew Stafford are in a really bad place. Also,
that's not a surprise, is it? I mean, come on.
Well, I mean,
as bad
yeah,
as you hate on him, like really.
Oh no! Without Matthew Stafford, the Lions are nothing. Also, two, I got to add on to this. Bears fans, I get it. You're hyped. You got to win, but you were one play away from tying the game to go into overtime with Jeff Driscoll for the Lions. You guys won on a last-second play to end against a negative record team. It's like the Bears and Lions were fighting over last place in the NFC North, Jay. That's what that was. So I saw some Bears fans doing the whole, one win leads to a winning streak. I'm like, yeah, a big win. This isn't a big win. This is the bottom of the NFC North being fought out for. I don't know.
They got the fail horn for that attitude. I'm done with that kind of crap.
Yeah. I like Austin from Hallis Hallbrawl. I got to give you a negative shout out on that. Well, if Packers lose tonight, then the Bears will only be back 2.5 games. Well, I hate to say it, brother. The way the Packers are playing, the way the Vikings are playing. Currently, Vikings are up 14-0 right now on the Cowboys, by the way. Live game for that. But, yeah, Bears fans.
I was not expecting that, honestly.
What, Vikings being up?
Yeah.
Cowboy, you know what I've been noticing? We'll get to that game in a second.
Play down.
We'll get to that in a second. The Bears, I jumped in a rabbit hole I shouldn't have. No, that was my fault. So the Bears fans, you got to realize, man, this is a win that's not going to launch pad a winning streak. They fly out to L.A. to play the Rams next week, Jay. I don't see them winning that game. I don't see, especially because, did you see the injury to Danny Trevathan?
No.
You know how Akeem Hicks dislocated his elbow a couple weeks ago?
Yeah.
Trevathan did the same thing today. He landed underneath the quarterback and dislocated his elbow the other way. He's going to be out there. They already said they're probably going to move him to IR. So they're out Akeem Hicks and Danny Trevathan on that defense. And now they got to go face Rams, who are using Todd Gurley a lot more than expected right now. So I really don't see I don't see Mitch outplaying Jared Goff. Jared Goff has too many weapons. Their defense is playing a lot better, especially after acquiring Jalen Ramsey. I mean, they did lose today, but still their defense is playing better. I'll give them that. Moving on to the Michael Vick 2.0 game. Bengals got schmammered by the Ravens today. Schmammered. It's ridiculous. The Ravens crushed the Bengals, guys. I mean, Lamar Jackson had 3 touchdowns.
I told you they're the worst team in the league because guess what? Well, we'll get to that.
You're right. Bengals are. Yeah, don't you jump in that rabbit hole. Don't you do it. Shout out to Joe Mixon to finally having a game, though. 114 yards. Finally broke that eclipse number this season. Everyone's been waiting on it. I know fantasy owners are loving it. Also, sorry for the coughing, folks. I'm a little sick. I'm trying to nurse myself with this beer right here, so I am sorry about that. Also, welcome back, Hollywood Brown. 4 receptions, 80 yards, 1 touchdown. It's like he comes back, big plays happen. It's just, the Ravens are a legitimate team, folks. They beat New England last week, and now they just stomped the Bengals to make it. Like, they can win in a lot of different games. Yeah, they had a couple games to start the season out, but so did the Packers. Packers lost to Philly and L.A. Those are just throw them in the trash games. And then look at all the others. I mean, the Ravens are a legitimate team. Bengals are the worst. Leading to the next segue, Jay, did you want to go ahead and jump on that, on why the Bengals are the worst and the next team we thought wasn't?
Because the Bengals they actually have more talent on their roster than the team and I got crap from people about this on my first power rankings of ranking them last. And I said, I find it.
Who gave you crap for it?
Well, I don't know. I'm not even going to name names, but we know who you guys are.
Ooh.
And
Ooh.
I said, basically, I said it. Like, if you're a more talented team and you're trying to win and you still haven't won, you're worse than a team that gave away their best players, has a worse roster, and is purposely trying to lose. Like, if I know you're purposely trying to lose, well, then how can I rank you below a team that has more talent and wants to win and they still can't? That was my argument, and I'm sorry, 2 weeks later, one team is still over, and that other team, Miami, we're talking about, is on a 2-game winning streak. They just played their way out of the number 1 pick because they beat the Jets, and, so I bet you anything now Miami does not have the number 1 pick going into next year's draft.
Oh, God, no. Segue into that, they just won their second game in a row against a really damn good Colts team. Went into Indy and won that game.
Yeah, but they were also limping off Brissett. Hoyer is
not as good
as Brissett. I'm sorry.
But you look at the weapons still. Marlon Mack. You still got Paris Campbell. You still got Ebron. There's plenty of weapons there, man. Like Hoyer utilized it last week. I feel like he could have utilized it a little bit more. But, man.
Did you see we got our first emailed question in today?
Yes, Monty. I'm actually tweeting out "We love you" to him because Monty is that dude.
Yes, he is.
We love Monty.
We're gonna get to that question when we get to the Packers part of the show here. So we appreciate the questions and everybody.
Of course, it's
email in. Yeah, email in your questions. First.
Ooh, that's a good question too.
Yes.
I like it.
I know it's a good question. It's a good teaser, and thank you, Monty. And Monty, if you're available, you're welcome to pop on.
You're more than welcome to hop on, brother.
Pop on, hit me up. It's just the letter J Packer. Hit me up. We'll add you to the call.
Don't spell it with AY. He'll yell at you.
Nope, it's not even spelled with AY if you look at it. So
I know. I'm just giving you credit.
So you won't find it. You'll get the wrong J Packer, and you'll be trying to connect with the wrong dude. But Monty. Everybody, hit us up, First and Goal Podcast at yahoo.com.
We want interaction.
We want you people to interact with us. We want you to message us. You can always, even here on the board directly, if you're listening live and you're using the Spreaker app, there's a little word bubble in the top corner, right, where it says you can make a comment or like a chat. That comes directly to me on the board. I have a little area on the side where I can go from side effects to the chat room, and I can chat with you people live here. Dave can't see it in Georgia, but I can. Okay, I'm just a
big dancing bear.
I can relay it to Dave, but if you email us, Dave can also see it because we both have access to the email account. First and Goal Podcast at yahoo.com. Sorry for the rabbit hole, but I just thought that was important.
Oh,
we want you fans to interact, and you people out there that know us, hit us up, call us, get on here. Come in, jump in.
We're live, folks. We are live.
Have some fun. All right,
that's what we love about it.
Talking about.
Back to the Dolphins and the Colts. And you know what it also shows? What I also said before, there was a lot of Dolphins fans I saw trying to call for Brian Flores' head 3 weeks ago, saying, oh, no, he's not trying to win us any games. Well, you know what? You guys are 2-0 since you guys have done that. Brian Flores has fire in his heart, and he cares about that team. He took that job because he knew what it was going to be. He knew what was going to happen. And guess what? He's still winning with purposely tanking freaking team. That the management is trying to tank the season, and he's still winning. Does that not show you something? The players are playing for him. Folks, don't expect if the Dolphins pick up a couple more wins. They've got some talent there still. It will not surprise me one bit to see if they do it. So let's talk about our next game, but one of the upsets of the week, Browns over Bills.
Well, I had that game if we wouldn't have had technical issues, which I hope to God I have fixed. And I'm going to tell you right now.
I think we did.
If you have McAfee, eradicate that shit off your computer, because I swear it's been shutting down Spreaker on me for like a week or more now. I'm hoping we got rid of it and that fixes this whole, because it's only doing it when we're running our show here, not when I'm on the internet or think